So our first contest is between boxers from Bahrain and Italy. And there is 33-year-old Danis Latypov, one of the 16 Olympians in action here today, looking to become a two-time Olympian. His opponent is the home boxer, Diego Lenzi, 22 years of age. We take a look at the 5 scoring judges presiding over this one. They hail from the Korean Republic, Australia, Guatemala, Romania, and the United States of America.
I always wanted to be able to step over the top rope like that. I was never tall enough.
Well, Diego Lenzi, that victory over El Asioui of Spain was a showcase of determination. Latypov outpointing Martin McDonough, Tony Davis up in the red corner, the Bahrain head coach, a British boxer. But Diego Lenzi was trailing in his previous contest against the man from Spain, but produced a massive final round where he summoned up energy and effort to take it in the closing stages against an opponent who was wilting, and he prevailed on points, 3-2 on countback after the scores. 2 of the scores were tied up at 28 points apiece. It was an incredibly determined display, and that is how he has booked his place here at the quarter-final stage. Southpaw wearing red is Bahrain's Danis Latypov, looking to secure his second Olympic quota place. The bustling figure wearing blue, who is just having success to both head and body with Latypov pinned against the ropes, is 22-year-old Diego Lenzi, quarter-finalist in the Under-22 European Championships last year, in his second attempt to qualify for the Olympic Games here on home soil, after competing in the European Games in Krakow in Poland last summer. Danis Latypov also competed in the continental qualification event, the Asian Games in Hangzhou. He lost to Kamshibek Kunkabayev at the quarter-final stage. Ringside to commentate on that tournament. It was a very good performance indeed to take him through to the quarter-finals.
Really like Latypov's boxing brain here, especially from the last fight I saw him boxing into now. He's using his guard, using the basics very well, and being very economical with everything that he's doing here.
Guard being currently penetrated by some punches at mid-range from the compact figure wearing blue. Latypov answers in search of his own get-back, but that was a terrific portion of the round for Diego Lenzi. And see how thick-set and muscular the man is. Often the short, oh, that's a terrific left hand to the body from the southpaw in red. Latypov sinking at the waist and driving in that body shot just above the Italian boxer's belt line, and now it's Latypov with hook success around the rear of Lenzi's guard. Two-way action in the opening 2 minutes of this round. Nice defense by Lenzi, getting his right glove up to try and ward off that shot, but I think it still glanced his chin. Uppercut off the ropes, then a hook from Latypov, but not before he had absorbed punches to the body from Lenzi. He bulldozed his way forwards once again to pin his man against the strands.
Latypov just needs to start throwing a little bit more back now. Getting behind that good jab that he was using in his last fight.
Beautiful right hand once again from Lenzi in a contest being fought at this tempo. Well, there's a response from Latypov. Lenzi with some really eye-catching punches to penetrate the defenses of Latypov. There you see he put a left hook around the right glove of Latypov, who was just momentarily presenting a different posture. Hands around his chest now rather than up around his ears. Lenzi, left side of his face reddened from the right hooks that have been fired in by Latypov. But this, another toe-to-toe exchange on the bell. Both men enjoying success in their desired territory. Lenzi invariably on the front foot, and the punches that he was able to use to pierce the defenses of Danis Latypov, seeing him sweep the first round unanimously. Latypov perhaps playing into Lenzi's hands by holding his feet to the extent that he did, because that is right in Diego Lenzi's wheelhouse. This short-armed, slugging box puncher enjoying success to both head and body like that.
Yeah, against a fighter like Lenzi, you don't want to be stood in front of him. Lenzi's got the right idea, though. He's walking his man down, encouraging him to battle with him. And that's not Latypov's specialty there. He's better on his back foot. He's better when he's using his jab, using his long range and his long reach. That's what I thought he would have done coming into this match, coming up against a shorter, stockier, stronger fighter.
So into the second round we go. In Tokyo 2020, 3 years ago, Danis Latypov became Bahrain's first ever Olympic boxer. Here he's looking to become their first ever two-time boxer, understandably, but he's conceded the first round unanimously. According to the tail of the tape, he enjoys a 10-centimeter height advantage, 1.95 meters for Latypov, who's just been put on the end of a cracking right uppercut and then marauding hooks being scythed in by Lenzi, who at 1.85 meters is the more compact figure, but he's not seeing that as a disadvantage because he's been able to walk his way in practically through the front door. Beautiful left hook, corkscrew right hand, and now Latypov letting the combination punches go from long and mid-range.
This is better from Latypov there. He's starting to use his reach and his range, getting behind the jab and the straight 1-2s. That's what he needed to do in the first round.
Popping out the southpaw right jab and looking to give his man volume was Latypov during that passage of the round. But again, Lenzi able to get into his territory and score to the body. But look at the shots through the guard. Uppercuts underneath from Latypov, but then Lenzi comes again to have the first and final word in that trade-off. Looking to his red corner is Latypov, and I'm sure they are telling him to keep it long. Beautiful check right hook from Latypov, spinning off the line, and then a left hook right uppercut through the middle. Good portion of the round from Latypov again, who has reduced the power on his punches, and he's giving his man volume, just like that burst of straight shots there, just peppering his man with punches.
Yeah, Lenzi just needs to pick up the pace a little bit here. I think he may be tiring a little bit after the first round, but he's still doing a good job walking his man down, letting his shots go while his man's on the ropes.
And again, Latypov looking to box off the strands, effective boxing, but Lenzi able to burrow away to the body. Those are scoring punches downstairs. And again, non-stop shots being slung in from both flanks by Diego Lenzi, as Latypov almost employing a latter-day rope-a-dope here at the E-Work Arena. Finally spins his way out of the corner, stealing a glance to Tony Davis over in that red corner again, and I'm sure he'll be telling him, box like that at short and at long and mid-range. Latypov with an overhand right followed by a flicking jab. That was Lenzi with that success, and Latypov trying to move to his right, but his movement awfully slow in the closing stages of this second round. Now he's up on his toes, trying to get some dynamism into his work. Latypov, couple of cuffing left hands and then a right jab. And when it's at long and mid-range, well, Latypov puts himself in another league. But when it gets toe-to-toe, chest-to-chest, Lenzi enjoys terrific success with his bent arm scything punches. Well, Latypov able to rally, but I don't think he's done enough. And indeed, he's been outboxed in the second round unanimously. And Tony Davis, I think that qualifies as a reading of the riot act, because it's a strange performance from Latypov. We're seeing cameos of what he can do, but all too often he's standing with his feet rooted to the canvas and almost allowing Lenzi to tee off.
Yeah, Latypov had the tactics right in little moments. You know, he'd get to long and mid-range punches like he's doing there, which is where he needs to be fighting this fight. He does not need to be at short range, trying to throw shots from the clinches.
So an Olympic quota place, the prize that awaits the victor. Danis Latypov, the Tokyo Olympian, has conceded the first two rounds unanimously. Spurred on by his home fans, Diego Lenzi has boxed his way to a 20-18 lead for all 5 scoring judges. And now, Latypov beginning the third and final round in the posture that we expected to see from him from the opening bell. The experienced figure in search of his second Olympic quota place, elected to stand in this territory, and look at how it brings Lenzi into it straight away. 2 punches belted beneath his elbows, and then a pile-driving right cross landed at mid-range from Lenzi. Well, Latypov has got to try and summon up some energy now and find some volume of punches, because at this type of punch output, he's not going to get the 10-8 rounds that he needs. Now, of course, we are in the super heavyweight division, or what was known as the super heavyweight division at 92 plus, and one single shot can turn things around, and these are the boxers more likely to produce it than any other in the Olympic program. So minute gone, but again, the more the seconds tick by, there's an eye-catching left uppercut from Latypov, and then a burst of 3 punches to the body, to the head, punctuated by that left uppercut, which he landed twice in quick succession. Left uppercut, right hook from Latypov. And now here's the type of punches in bunches that we expected to see from Latypov right from the opening bell. Just disrupting the attempted forward movement of Lenzi. That's why he's looking to roll beneath the shots and rumble his way forwards once again. Latypov up on his toes, but again, it's going to be difficult to impress the judges to the tune of a 10-8 round when trying to box on the back foot, and this is exactly where he doesn't want to be. Square on the ropes, he's getting the better of this coming together because Lenzi's not letting his hands go. But Lenzi, remember, has the insurance of a 20 points to 18 lead for all 5 judges.
Latypov does not need to be on the ropes right now. He should be, as soon as his back touches the rope, he should be turning Lenzi and then throwing his shots back.
Well, it's almost as though Lenzi is just ensuring he doesn't pick up a stray elbow or a head clash here, because as long as he keeps Latypov honest and lets his hands go occasionally, just as he's doing now, well, that 20 points to 18 insurance, as again, Latypov playing rope-a-dope, as he just accepting and absorbing the punches while laying on the strands. He's got 30 seconds to find a knockout punch.
I can understand why Tony Davis was reading him the riot act in the corner, because I'd have been doing the same. What is he doing in there? Completely the wrong tactics. He should not be alongside the ropes, especially in this round when you're down on points. Lindsay's got the right idea, walking his man down, keeping him there, and drawing his guy in red into a tussle.
Well, Lenzi has reduced the punch output compared to rounds 1 and 2, but he knows that he has just done enough. A very good display indeed from Diego Lenzi. He acknowledging his home support up in the stands. It's going to be bitter disappointment for Bahrain's Danis Latypov. He knows what it takes to get to an Olympic Games, having competed in Tokyo 3 summers ago. And look at the support from the home fans here at the E-Work Arena in Busto Arsizio. One can only imagine the celebrations that are about to ensue as 22-year-old Diego Lenzi is announced as a victor and therefore an Olympian. Let's get the official announcement.
Ring A. The winner by points, unanimous decision, and qualified for the Olympic Games, Paris 2024, in the blue corner.
Diego Lenzi sinks to the canvas in celebration at having accomplished a lifetime dream. The 22-year-old from right here in Italy has secured an Olympic quota place and will be competing on the Olympic stage in Paris 2024 later this summer. A unanimous point decision victor over Bahrain's first ever Olympic boxer, Danis Latypov. But the experienced man in search of his second Olympic quota place was outboxed, outworked, outscored, and indeed outthought by this compact front foot boxer puncher from Italy. And the man representing the Azzurri, absolutely overcome with emotion. A very good display, a very clever display. Set his stall out in the opening round, hurt Latypov on a couple of occasions, and Latypov simply could not get going in the face of this man's front foot pressure.
Yeah, Lenzi boxed really, really well there, and you could see how much it meant to him as he sunk to the canvas, and he just tears of joy. That's how much an Olympic place means, and there's the score.
So Diego Lenzi taking all 3 rounds for judges 1 and 5. Latypov taking the 3rd round for judges 2, 3, and 4, but outpointed unanimously. And Tony Davis